Okay, here we have the lineup of the world famous Apollo 11 field Warbirds Squadron P-51s. And not to be left out, but we have our smallest member of our squadron, and there he is, or there she is. Okay, there they are. Okay, we're going to do a walk back now, and let's see what we've got here. We're just going to pan down the line and do a video here of all of the P-51s in the Apollo 11 famous Warbird P-51s. We're going to show all the pilots standing around in a mission briefing here prior to taking off. And they'll be manning the airplanes here in a few minutes. All right, here we have a mission starting with a NIKI 5 George. Is that correct, Scott?
Sort of.
Close?
N1K1.
N1K1 George. Okay, and it's going to be going into combat with 4 P-51s from the Warbirds Squadron, and the George is starting to taxi out, and Corey with his P-51B is just getting ready to start, and we have our squadron leader Jim in his PD-2, and Tony with his gunfighter, and I believe Joe with his other P-51 Mustang at the far end. So they'll be ready to start their taxi out for takeoff here in just 1 minute.
That is if you don't have well, where they roll.
All right, Joe has been given the go-ahead to start engines, and he's starting to taxi. And Tony is following right behind him, and Jim is pulling out, and Corey will be pulling out here. All right, Corey is moving, and they'll be followed by Scott with his Japanese N1K1 George. Oops, and I almost forgot, one of our new squadron members, Tim, will be flying his Corsair.
Too expensive, you don't want it. Is it? How much? Receiver ready. So much. I'm going to scratch.
We're going to pick them up again now and follow out. Tony's helping them to get lined up on the taxiway. And we'll be panning around now and showing you the 6 aircraft that are going to go up and give you a little flight demo of the Apollo Field world famous Warbirds Squadron. Yeah, it looks like Scott and his George there kind of did a little wide swing on the taxiway here, and he had to kind of straighten it out a little bit. But anyway, the aircraft are kind of grouped up here in the front, and get a nice shot of the aircraft, and see if we can swing over here and pick up the group of pilots most of whom are wearing our new squadron dress uniform. Polo shirt with the individual call signs on the front and the world famous Warbirds logo on the back. So it looks like we're getting a possible go-ahead here now to taxi, and the lead aircraft is Joe, and he's starting out, followed by Jim with Corey and Tony in the 4th position. Looks like Scott with his George is going to be 5th, and Tim will pick up the rear with his nice little Corsair. All right, Joe is going to be lead aircraft, and he's going out, and he will line up on the center line of the runway, and he will hold until the rest of the group gets their aircraft out, and we'll just kind of
Get everybody nice and tight. You know, keep it fairly slow so you can you got whoever's leading. We're not flying out hard.
I hear Jim giving some pre-flight instructions as to just how they're going to be grouped and where they're going to be turning, and so here's our lineup of pilots, and they're getting ready to roll, and Jim is giving takeoff and Joe is going. Looks like Jim is rolling, and there goes Corey, followed closely by Tony, and Scott and his George is rolling.
Keep an eye on your planes and silhouette.
And followed by Tim and his Corsair.
All silhouette.
Okay, we're going to pan on around now and see if we can pick up the lead ships. Here's the first one coming in, followed by 3 more, making a nice low pass. Looking good.
Okay, we'll start tightening up the formation in the downwind.
All right, Tony is calling for tighten up the formation. So we got 5 of them out there looking pretty good right now.
Get our speed.
And the George is over here. He looks like he's trying to get in position for a little 6 o'clock on these guys. They better watch their 6, because we have a George pulling up here real fast at about 3 o'clock high.
Okay, we'll line it up. Let's go around again one more time. Actually, that looks pretty good, guys. Yeah.
That looks good, guys. All right, the George is pulling in right here behind him, and he's trying to get up on their 6.
We'll do one more for Bill. Okay. Line it up again.
All right, they're getting ready to get lined up again.
Hey, Brent.
Yes.
This will be the missing man formation for Bill.
All right, we have a missing man for Bill Evans, a squad member that just recently went to the Bill. This is a salute to Bill Evans, a missing man formation. Here they coming on over the field, and there's the pull out. Tony is pulling out of the formation to honor Bill Evans, who call sign Reaper, and we're going to miss Bill an awful lot. He was a great guy, and he was instrumental in printing our first squadron t-shirt, so he will be sorely missed, and but we'll definitely be remembering him. So anyway,